thing I found out today, I don't know if you knew about it, but Hunger Games, right?
Yeah,
Trilogy, all that good stuff.
yeah,
Did you know, did you know there's a prequel book to that series? It's called uh like Snakes and Lions or something like that.
is it about the trainer? I forgot his name.
No, no, no. It's apparently about Snow and like how he
Okay,
got to where he is. I haven't read it. I just
that
I,
sounds
I
like an
just
interesting
saw it.
read. Actually,
Yeah. I was like I'd never heard about this. I didn't know this was a thing.
sounds very interesting. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Snow's an interesting character. So
Yeah, I mean, for him to get to all the way where he is in the show in the books, where he's like the top of the Hunger Games, that whole thing, like towards the top of the
like
Capitol.
president of the world, I guess in the U.S.
Yeah,
really.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we got there. In at least in a dystopian universe and the politics behind that. That sounds interesting.
Hmm. But yeah, title unfocused. Tyler Raymond.
Great. Hey, how's it going?
What's
Howdy.
today?
Didn't have a howdy.
Dragon. What did you say?
I didn't have a howdy like I normally do.
Howdy.
So howdy.
Dragon Prince is today, right?
Yeah, Dragon Prince. I'm
Episode three
excited.
and four. Fourth episode finally. They can't see that, right? I don't know why.
They can't see the bit. They can't see the bit. It was me shaking in excitement.
So one thing that I was thinking of when I watched it was how, it wasn't a super hard prediction, but you kind of predicted that this is kind of our group and we're kind of gonna be together. We're gonna go on this journey with these guys,
Yeah,
right? It's gonna be where the show's going, obviously.
not a hard prediction, but it's another one to
Yeah.
add to the books. If Raymond gets right.
Um,
Cool.
the I think you also I don't remember what your prediction was on this, but the king died. He's
I don't
gone.
remember. I don't remember what I said there, but I think I did say if anyone's gonna die, I think he's just gonna die and take it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm pretty
Something
sure
like
you
that.
said that too. And so yeah, we have the third episode where I kind of spoiled it for you, but it was that dude, the like assistant or whatever, the
Yeah,
bar equivalent. He knew about the egg. He's the one who hit it. He didn't destroy it. That whole thing. And and then leave. He took his voice. He took
Callum.
dude's voice, and that was scary. I was like, is he ever gonna get it back? Then he immediately did. And you kind of see how strong the like elf name is in the
Mm-hmm.
fourth episode, where like they refuse to believe them about how good she is. About how like she's on our side. You don't have to worry about this. She won't kill us. If she was going to, she would have already done it already. We have the egg. She can't
Mm-hmm.
really talk about that, I guess. And they had to flee again. This is the second place they've had to leave.
Mm-hmm.
I imagine
Except
that's probably
I'll say like for the fourth episode, it's by choice. They had the option of telling her. You know what I mean? And every time he's like, "No, we're not telling anyone that
telling
she's
him
with
that,
us."
oh, it's about us, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, we're not telling anyone that she's with us. She's our friend.
I mean, imagine they wouldn't have believed them anyway.
Yeah.
Or they would have just thought that she was like brainwashing them or something because of all the
Mm-hmm.
rumors about them. I mean, they believed that the elves drink human blood,
Mm-hmm.
which I don't think they do, you know?
Mm-hmm. Like
Um,
this is just juice.
yeah, it's just berries. Which I thought she kind of overreacted a little bit. Like after that, she was on the boat. She was all mad. She was like, "Oh, I can't believe you said that stuff about me." And he was like, "Nah, like I had to though. Like if I didn't say that, they would have."
He's like, I don't mean that. He's like, but I have to say it to
Yeah,
get out.
I think they already had that conversation earlier
Yeah.
about like what do the humans say about elves, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And she was over here trying to be like, "No, no, that's true. Like I'm telling you, we don't do any of that stuff. We're not like monsters, right?" But at the very end, we saw a shot of them with that little cube thing,
Mm-hmm.
and we didn't see what it does or anything, right?
But was definitely attracted to it and did
Yeah,
something.
yeah. they're like one side like lit up, right?
The wind side, yeah, because they have the wind orb.
Which I imagine again, I don't think it's very hard to like think about this, but like it has six sides. Didn't they explain earlier that there's like six elemental whatever,
Yeah,
you
like
know? So
primal
that
spheres,
yeah, yeah. And you have the
primal
wind.
spheres.
Ooh.
Yeah. So basically, our boy, our quote unquote MC, is probably gonna be like Wind Mage boy. He's
Yeah,
just that. He's just Aang again, dude. They just picked another Airbender. How do you feel about
he's
that?
just dang.
Just picked
You
another
know,
Airbender.
they
It's
made
Aang with
Avatar.
Marcus voice.
Yeah, that's weird, right? Um, they made Avatar, they're like instant hit. They made Korra, not as well received. You know what? We gotta go back to Air. We gotta go back to Air Boy, you know?
The core was lacking everything. She was lacking air.
Yeah,
That's why.
it's true.
That's why core. There was the dip in core. Like it's 'cause she lacked air, dude. That's why
What if
book
we
three was the best. You know why? It had the most air.
it's like that episode of SpongeBob where SpongeBob is like, "Man, I love Air." And then he realizes he doesn't, you know? 0 out of 10, worst episode. It's why it didn't win our bracket.
It would have bracket.
It had Air, but it didn't it was like propaganda against Air, and I don't appreciate that.
The show really got me thinking. So episode three really is like, okay, so mages are basically all powerful. Is what I got from episode three. Like if you know what you're doing magic, you should be unstoppable for the most part.
Yeah.
Same with episode four. It's like in reinforcing that. Like if you're a mage, you're ridiculously good. You're strong. Yep. Episode three also basically said to me that the king was actually so stubborn he actually refused to listen to what he was trying to say to him.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's both of their faults, though.
Mhm.
I think he is stubborn, but I think that Jafar dude was just like he he was trying too hard to use his own methods, and I
Mhm.
don't think he was listening to the king either. You know what I
But
mean?
I got the idea of what he was saying though. It's like obviously what he was wanting to say was like you earlier you said I wasn't willing to risk my life for you. He's like let me be you. It was only him in the room with the snake. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
In the end, it was like we're gonna switch places, me and you. That was
Yeah.
the end goal. No one else was there. He's like you said I wasn't willing to risk it. It's like now I am. You know, it was gonna be something along those lines. It was only him, the king, and the snake.
How 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 many people in the kingdom do you think use magic?
It cannot be a big amount. It's like literally just him and his like family, really.
Because like I was thinking about that and like for one, I get why the king didn't want to do it. He was like, "Oh, I can't be the king, someone else's body." Like, and he didn't want to sacrifice another life, even though I feel like the solution that was presented to him was probably his best way out of this whole thing, you know? I mean, other than Jafar just being like, "Hey, no, I actually have the A. Let's just give it back to him." But that, he wasn't gonna do that. But, um, I assume people know about magic. They know magic exists.
Mhm.
But if like no one uses it, no one's really familiar with it, I don't know how quick people would be to believe that this dude that was the assistant or is like the right hand man is actually the king in his body. You know what I mean? I mean, I feel
Mhm.
like many of the people right now, because King is dead, so this dude is, I guess, like acting king for now because his kids are dead when they're really not. But um, it doesn't seem like a lot of the people want him to be king. Even the queen, like every time the queen looks at him, she always gives him a dirty look.
Yeah.
Like, I don't trust you, I also don't know how quickly people would be to accept him as the king if it was the king in the body, because they don't accept him now. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
When he is him. Um, but I think that's really cool because at the end of episode 4, the people come back and they're like, "Yo, the kids are alive," which is
He's
changing.
vividly upset. He's like, this is.
Yeah,
We can assume the king is dead only because the bracelet turned red and fell off,
yeah,
which was like their oath to kill the king.
mhm,
So that can be interpreted one of two ways. So it's either that one, they did transfer bodies, or two, they didn't transfer bodies. And I don't think they
um,
transfer bodies.
no, no,
But
no, I th I think the king is 100% dead.
I'm willing to say that, but then I look at the mage guy and I'm like, this guy's too powerful. He can do whatever he wants, really. You know,
That's true. Yeah.
it's like if he really wanted to, he could force the king and swap bodies with him right then and there, and just give the king all the knowledge of magecraft and everything. Have him put in a trance hypnosis, like hypnosis state, make him believe that he's himself. Just like walk away. It's like that's it.
Has he used magic since the king died? Have we seen him use magic?
No.
That
Yes. I think maybe.
because if not, that kind of supports your argument of like, oh, he, if the king was in the body, he might have the ability to use magic, but he might not know how to use it, which is why we haven't seen him use it at
Mm-hmm.
all since, he died, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that could be, that could support it, right?
And like they're trying to burn the king. Like he really is like rushing this. You know what I mean? So
He
it's not
is,
like
yeah.
the
And
king
like
could still very much be. He still could be king, except like he doesn't know it.
he could be. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. They did rush it. It usually is like a week. Maybe
Yeah,
it's like 3 days or something. I don't know.
it's like
But like,
seven.
yeah. Yeah, yeah. And for them to just do it today, like that's never been done before. And his excuse is that it's because they're at war and we have to get
Mm-hmm.
ready. Like we have to mourn and be ready to war, you know? Um, but are they at war though? Because the king is dead. The
Well, it's like
king's
like
dead.
now the king is dead, so now they want to retaliate, fight the elves. You killed our king,
Oh,
so now
but
we have to fight you.
they wanted kind of, well, I mean, I guess they didn't initiate it, but they want to like this is war. Like we're saying it. Okay, that
So
makes
like
sense.
we're in now. This is that you've taken away our king. This is in retaliation for that.
Hmm.
Again, I don't think I
But
truly believe that. My theory, like I feel like in the glimpse of a glimpse, it could potentially be real. Um, I don't. I believe the king's dead, but I believe if anything, if the king is alive, it's all according to his plan.
there's a fly. Um, yeah, like the more I'm thinking about it, it's like I, you know, one thing against your theory is that if that was the king inside of his body, I don't think he would be quick to go to war because he doesn't want
Exactly.
war.
He would like try to keep war at bay as soon as
Yeah,
possible. Delay.
because that was the whole plan in the beginning, right? Where he was like, we switch bodies. Your body dies. They get what they want, and then we can avoid war.
Mm.
And which at the time was like perfect solution. But the king doesn't want to sacrifice anyone else, and he doesn't want to rule inside of someone else's body, whatever. So I think even if he was forced to do it, he'd be like, okay, we're done. King died. That sucks. We gotta move on. There's been bloodshed on both sides. We don't need to keep retaliating that whole thing. But he's not. He's very much like we're doing it.
Which is like the only way I can believe it is like he's like hypnotized to believe that he's doing it. But that's like
Mm.
again like I'm really pushing him with that now. You know what I'm saying?
That's like a
It's like
couple
that's
layers of magic.
it's like I'm
You know?
going that's pretty deep at that point.
Yeah.
Like that's what I'm saying. It's like the king's own determination would not ever say that. Like how deep does this go? Because like as far as I'm concerned, like, at least magic in this world is ridiculously strong.
What? And I don't expect you to remember it because I don't remember it either. But do you remember what kind of facial expression the dude had when they ran in and was like, dude, they're alive? Because to me, if it was the king in his body, he would be surprised, but like a happy surprise, like, oh my God, that's crazy, they're alive. But I don't think he had that. I think it
It
was
looked
more like
upset, but
yeah, it was more like, oh no,
like
like
more
my,
like this. Like if the king wants to rule, right, in that body, wouldn't he
mhm,
have to say his children are dead, so he would become king in that body?
yeah, yeah,
So like if the children are alive, but then like you're just delaying his like ruling then.
hmm um, we never saw what was in that letter, did we?
No, we never. The letter's in the study, as far as we know.
Wouldn't that be, wouldn't that be crazy if like in the letter he did decide to switch bodies, and like
Mhm.
in the letter he's like, yo, okay, I'm gonna do this. You're gonna rule. You and your brother or whatever. I don't know.
They're
And
gonna
like he
remain
kind
in
of had a
hiding. Yeah,
yeah, he kind of had like a big confession. So like he the king in this dude's body, he would want the kids to be back because if they're back, then they're the rightful owners or the rightful rulers, and he can just sit to the side. He's actually the king, and he can give them advice and everything, but he doesn't have to be the king anymore. He can kind of
Mhm,
have the best of both worlds, right? With also the elves being satiated. We don't
mhm.
have to worry about them no more, you know?
Imagine if like he's going to war because he thinks the children are dead.
Ooh, yeah, and then that would change everything knowing they're alive,
Yeah,
right? Yeah, I mean, because to his knowledge, they are, you know?
we're really deep in this theory right now, dude. This is
Yeah.
it's like we are hyping ourselves up for something we don't even know what's gonna happen. This is
So
this is
if
that.
if that's
It's
not the
awesome.
king, right? If that's not the king and he's actually the dude, whatever, what does he plan to get out of war? I don't understand. Like he's just going to war just to do it? Like that,
Again,
that
like that doesn't fit his character either. Like, what is he going to war for? I mean, I always saw him as like a person who like follows the king, right? But, like he definitely
yeah.
has an agenda. What is he going to kill the elves for?
And like he was the one that came up with the solution.
Yeah,
He brought him a solution to avoid war. You know what I mean? Like I don't understand why he would want to do that. Does he think he can
the war
win?
has to be like an excuse for something larger. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it has to be.
Like it's something to cover something, no matter.
Yeah, because why go to war? This was something that you knew was gonna happen. You knew the king was gonna be dead,
Mhm.
you know? And both
Unless
of
they
them were trying
believe
to
that
avoid
like
war.
unless they believe that the elves took the egg, in which case go to war. But then
Mm, that's true. Yeah.
it's like so weird.
Cause yeah, cause he doesn't know that the kids took the egg, right?
Well, I think he does know the kids took the egg.
Oh, he does?
I feel like the daughter told him. It's like, hey, the daughter probably has like
Oh, right, the daughter's still there. I forgot about her. Oh yeah, then he definitely has to know. Unless for some reason she's keeping it a secret. I don't know why she would do that. I mean,
like
she likes him,
well,
so
she'll
that
still tell him. But
maybe
it's
yeah, yeah, exactly.
like he likes her more than she likes him. It's the end of it.
Yeah, yeah, I agree
And
with
even
that.
then, he doesn't even like her that much because he was willing to lock her up and be like, all right, we'll let her dip it. So
Yeah. Um, there's something else. Yeah, that makes sense what you said because if he knows that they took the egg, he knows that the elves are there. He knows that they're, working with the elves, pretty much, even though they're not. They're only working with this one specific one. Then yeah, he would probably want to go to war because now he knows that everything's about to fall apart with the dragon and everything, right?
of course,
So yeah, I could see that. I don't know. I think there's a lot of a lot of potential
I feel
things
like I
here.
opened up like a bag of worms, and now we just gotta.
Yeah. It's the same thing with the Sing yesterday for me. It's like there's things that could happen in this show, but will they? I don't
You
know.
see, I feel like Dragon Prince has that potential though to do it though.
Okay, yeah. Sing
Sing
yesterday
yesterday
had
for it did have the potential. Don't get me wrong, but
yeah.
that's because it hyped us up with 18 episodes.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, until it was like psych, 13 episodes, not 18.
See, but that stuff that has to come real. It has to be by episode 10 or 11. You know what something's gonna go down.
Mhm. There's only
Nothing
9
was going down
episodes in the show, right?
for what?
For the show, there's only 9.
Yeah, and then we
So
had
like
season 2, 3.
yeah, yeah, we got other seasons, but like we're almost halfway through the season.
Yeah, it still feels good. I mean, it's all like the stepping stones or whatever. So
Mm.
we're vibing.
No, I'm just saying like the next 2 episodes got to be crazy because even though there's more seasons, each
The,
season is like its own
the season
thing.
finale, it's got to be like there. It's gonna be finale.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So like I assume the next 2 episodes are really setting stuff up where these last 2 we just watched were like them basically beginning their journey of like, okay, we're a group now, we got the egg, we kind of have a mission in mind. And with the 4th episode, they introduce some more magic elements to it, and they also, confirm the whole like we're not really welcome. Well, we are, but our little like elf princess or whatever, she's not welcome anywhere. So we kind of have that dynamic too of there's really nowhere we can settle down. We
Just gotta
we
stay
just
in the
kind of
wilderness. Yeah,
yeah. Um, Yeah, I don't even know what these next 2 episodes could even be. I mean, more following them. I don't know where they're gonna go. But yeah.
If anything, like season one may actually end up being the weakest three seasons,
Yeah, I could see
only
that.
because it's tossing exposition and like trying to get the group to be together, like to work
Mhm.
as a unit. Um,
I
but
mean,
right
like
now, it's definitely like we got Callum, we got the elf girl, and then we have the other brother. I forget his name, but he's
isn't like
not really a big part right now. He's just carrying the egg for right now.
isn't
So
like Ezrin, something like that?
Ezrin, yeah, Ezrin,
Ezrin?
yes, Prince Ezrin
I mean, Callum hasn't even, like, trained. I assume
in
at some
Magic
point we're
yet.
gonna see some, like,
Yeah,
mage training.
yeah. I'm feeling it's gonna progress slowly. It's like this is just them getting together. Ezrin,
Yeah.
what's gonna be his specialty? Right now, he has the frog of
He
trust and
does.
justice that blinds people. Um, he's gonna get stuff in the future. I mean, there's no way you're gonna stay in this crew and do nothing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Mm. Yeah, man, I'm excited.
Enjoyable. I enjoyed it. These episodes, I'm excited for more. I'm tempted to say 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, but
5
I think 5 and 6 are pretty good to say, and then
and
7, 8,
6?
9 to finish it off.
Oh, yeah, okay, I'm down. 5 and 6, 7, 8, 9. 'Cause, yeah, I mean, that would be better than doing, like, 7, 8, and then 9.
Yeah,
You know what
5,
I mean?
6, and then 7, 8, 9. So
Okay.
this week I'm thinking 5 and 6 sound good,
5 and 6,
and
yeah,
then
I'm down.
7, 8, 9 to clean it all up.
Yeah, and, excited, definitely. I feel like this show is, so far living up to the previous 2 shows that we know of, right?
Mhm.
Avatar and Korra. Where it's like it's pretty good, with your whole your world building, it's all there, I feel like.
It's got everything.
Yeah. It's the perfect show.
You like Raymond be like world building. When Avatar really is like the start of like a lot of people's journey, really
Yeah.
into like the complex stories of like our generation.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
It's like you get a complex narrative. You realize it's not just meant for children; it's meant for everyone to enjoy. It's really weird. Avatar's like it hits those spots just right,
Yeah, I know,
and it helps because that huge cast too, a variety of characters to attach yourself to.
and, like, they each get their own arcs too, like, I saw something yesterday, and they're talking about Ty Lee. Ty Lee's super side character, right?
Mhm.
Um, but, like, she even has her own arc where I forget what they said, but it was
Like
like,
she wants to be an individual. That's like her thing.
yeah, and then at the end, she joins a group where they literally all look the same because of the makeup and the uniform and everything,
Mhm.
but she's okay with that because she has been able to find her own individuality, and she's not afraid of that being, like, covered up anymore, you know?
Mhm.
So, like, she's cool with being in a group now because, like, she's, like, accepted herself, basically. And I was like, "Oh, for, like, a super side character like that even has her own arc," you know? So that was cool. I don't know.
It's crazy. It's good.
Um, yeah, next time, 5 and 6, Dragon Prince. I mean, at that point, we're almost done, which is
Yeah, then
cool.
I'm telling you, 7, 8, 9. We just go through.
7, 8, 9. Um, so yeah, until next time, man. More Dragon Prince, you know?
It was hype.
Definitely.